off MSRP. Plus, enjoy 10% off infrared and traditional saunas. Don't miss out on these hauntingly good offers. Visit Bonsall Pool and Spa today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better at 33rd and Pioneers. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Welcome in to We Talk Facts with 9-year NBA veteran and Nebraska basketball Hall of Famer Erick Strickland and 2-time Nebraska football national champion Clester Johnson. Talking and taking names in sports and day-to-day living. Sit back, relax, and join the show with 9-year NBA vet and Nebraska basketball Hall of Famer Erick Strickland and 2-time Nebraska football national champion Clester Johnson.
Yes, welcome to another episode of WTF We Talk Facts. Tonight is the spooky edition, and it's going to be going down tonight. You know, it's right around the corner. It is that time. And here's the thing we really want to tap in on. I'm hoping it's not spooky this weekend.
Uh-oh.
For the Huskers against Ohio State. I'm just going to say that, you know, What a time to play against one of the best defenses, best teams in the country. Yes, they took that, and they've got to be frustrated by taking that one loss. So you going into the shoe too?
Yeah.
Shoe. Hey, spooky.
You know, everything in me, Eric, wants to go against the grain, right? I want to go against the grain. I want to say, you know what? They took one on the chin, and this is a rally and cry moment. But you might be right. What did you just say? It might be too spooky. So I don't know. You know, I don't know. Like, it's really hard to pick for Nebraska this game.
Well,
like,
they are like 22-point underdogs.
25.
Or 25 now? Okay,
It's going up.
It's going up.
And here's the thing, man.
That's spooky.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Before the season started, we had already earmarked this game as a loss, but we just didn't know what it was going to look like. Everybody was thinking Nebraska 7-0 at this time. Remember, we was all kind of predicting that, but nobody saw Indiana being the juggernaut that it is.
Hey, listen.
Right?
Okay. I got some thoughts about how and why, but go ahead. Mm-hmm.
But here's the overall but to this whole thing. Games like what happened to Nebraska just recently, we were beginning to believe that was over. Like the avalanche coming down the mountain and hands up, I can't stop it. We didn't think that could happen. We thought that their confidence was in another place.
You know what I call that wrong. When that happens?
Talk to me. Price is Right?
Oh! Straight over the hill. That's what it felt like, my boy.
You know, I love your analogies. That was a great analogy. But it really comes down to coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the end of the day, it starts at the top. And I'm going to have to say this. Whatever they did during the week leading up to that game, they need to scrap
2 weeks, my boy.
That's bye week.
There you go.
That's what made it even worse for me.
You know, I'm saying 1 week because that first week I wasn't counting that. Okay. I wouldn't count that. They're coming off of a win, so obviously you get your celebration out, but it's like they didn't do anything that week. They were feeling themselves. I mean, there was something going on there. I don't know if it was. I blame the coaches for that, right? Because everything has to be serious. Everything has to be serious.
There ain't no walkover games. You can just look around the landscape of college football and see that there is no games for anybody. That's real quick. Thank you guys for joining us on WTF. We jumped right into the
mix. Did you even introduce yourself?
Yeah,
why do we do that?
Listen,
we didn't even introduce it the man we got on the mic. We didn't even introduce him.
Hello.
Yeah, so shout out to all the listeners. Thank you guys for tuning in to WTF We Talk Facts.
Happy that you guys are here with us.
402-464-5685 is the number which you can call to get in. We will be on the radio, so those who are listening by way of radio, you will be able to capture us for the next 30 minutes, and then we'll switch over to some other programming, and we'll go to the stream. So if you're a radio listener, if you're in your car, then you can switch over to YouTube. You can switch over to ticketfm.com.
Come on over and listen to us, y'all. Come on, we worth
that
it.
Part.
Worth it.
You can jump on X and also on Facebook to be able to tap in at that point to still listen into the show. Big Ben is joining us today. You do not see him on screen, but Big Ben is in here in place of Harrison Arns today. Big Ben, what's happening, my boy?
I'm doing pretty good. I got some big shoes to fill.
Well, that's all right. Just be you, Big Ben.
I'm
man.
gonna do my best.
We love to have you, man. Thank you for
what I
joining us
found out
today.
about Ben is his acronyms, his first, middle, and last name.
Yeah, it spells bad.
Bad. That's a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Facts.
That's right.
We
That's
talk
right.
Facts here.
Here we go.
So again, look, I want to throw this out before we get into the full scope of the pregame. The show today we'll talk about definitely what's happening over the weekend in the Ohio State review and preview. But we also have something coming up in the second segment that I think would be worth talking about. I think Clester and I had a good discussion about this, and we're just going to call it Class A revamping.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Class A in Nebraska sports, not just in not just in football or in any other sport,
And
basketball.
I got some insight that you want to know.
And Cluster's got some breaking news
insight.
there for that.
Ooh.
And then we've got a WTF this or that. I now see, here's the part that I don't know. I don't know if Harrison, you might want to reach out to Harrison and make sure he lets you know where we get our music for this and that. Make sure you make that call before we get to that. This or that segment. And it's spooky season. So we're going to have a this and that, the spooky
Halloween version. Yeah, I think people will enjoy it. I think there'll be some people who have strong opinions about our Halloween this or that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to just throw this out there real quick, and the reason is because it's going to tie into some of the conversation that we have about the Huskers. And when you look at teams, you have to ask the question, how is Navy doing what they're doing? How is Army doing what they're doing? How did Indiana, with taking a large swath and a good majority of James Madison players, bringing them over and still having success? Why are some of your better teams falling off the map? Why are there such a new, the new edition version of teams finding their way in here? Why is there so much parity in one-loss teams that we hadn't seen in a long time this early in the season at the halfway mark? I mean, there's these things to talk about, but really the question is Army and Navy legit?
I mean, I have to say yes. Here's what you have to factor into. And I believe that we're going to start to see this occasionally with football teams. If you have a strong culture of players who've been around for a while, you're going to have better player-led teams. And if you have a good coach who's going to know how to fester that, know how to cultivate that. So just think Army, Navy, they probably don't have a lot of portal players, right? Am I on to something?
I think you're on to something.
They probably
This is where I want to get into.
They probably have had a culture that has been built from foundation all the way up.
What else do they possess? I have to say discipline.
Absolutely.
Ooh, I like that word.
Absolutely.
I have to say discipline.
I like
absolutely.
that word.
A lot. No doubt about that. That's probably the key to great teams is discipline first.
Because their size of their lines are not measurable to other teams out there. It's definitely discipline.
But good coaching with good leadership within the team. Because when I obviously everybody know about Huskers in the 90s, but that was a strong player-led team. And even
there's no doubt.
Even the guys that were not captains were leaders, right?
Yeah.
So when you got a bunch of players like that, most guys are gonna just have pride within themselves to want to do good. Like they don't have to have somebody tell them to do.
So that's a tie-in to Cignetti, and that's a tie-in to Cignetti in Indiana.
Yes,
because one of the things that Cignetti has is not only a built culture, he brings players that know him built into him. They have chips on the shoulders. That's one. But his staff, they stick together. That's what you saw in Nebraska. That's one of the things that you saw. You didn't see a lot of people leaving. So that's something he may have to deal with in the coming future, potentially, is maybe losing staff to other opportunities that may, and that's something he hadn't had to deal with as a. But
if you're a strong leader, I mean, look at Nick Saban. I mean, he lost a lot of staff members. I mean, people poached them every year because they wanted that Alabama culture. So it's just something that's going to happen. If you are a strong leader like a Coach Osborne, Coach Osborne had quite a few people leave over the years, but not at the rate that was happening at Alabama.
So what you have here is a key matchup. Is there anything your thoughts to anything we just said, Big Ben? Let's let you get in.
I mean, it's all right. And the thing that's kind of scary about this is after the Indiana loss, what would the mindset be different if it was UCLA this week instead of Ohio State? Like if we swapped UCLA and Ohio State, are Husker fans as down mentally?
I think personally that
I know what the difference is.
The being mentally down for this game, you've seen Nebraska be able to rise to the occasion. So my hope is that you have bounced back, that you have learned, that you have grown, you have taken your lick and understood that you're not who you think you are. You're not who you believe yourself to be. You're not what the people are saying about you. And you start, as you have smelt yourself, that you thought you could walk into a Memorial Stadium that's not your Memorial Stadium and think you're just going to show up and show out. I'm hoping that they go in there with some pride, with some resilience, with some focus, and they eliminate all of the issues. One of the things Nebraska has not done all year, and that's play a full game. So I'm hoping that I at least see that. You can lose the game, but just lose because they were better, but not because you're just you laid down, you gave up, you quit, you shut down, you didn't do the things disciplined, you turned the ball over like a trig on Figueroa. But anyway,
the here we go again mentality. Because Rule brought that up on Monday at his press conference, saying that one of the hardest things he said to deal with was that here we go again mentality, not just with the outside noise, but on his team too. What do you feel like that mentality is really hurting the team, or do you feel like that's not really an issue?
Let me interject here.
All right,
Ben. I'm gonna go out on a line and say this is the most important game of the Rule era.
Ooh,
right now.
Wow.
This is
Elaborate.
the most important game of the Rule era. Okay.
Elaborate.
For a few different reasons. Fan, hope and belief, team, culture, and direction. Okay.
Recruits.
If you go in and have a great showing and don't win, you have hope. Like, we bounce back. That was an aberration. But as you can see, we really have players and we have built something here. Last week was just a fluke.
You ran into a buzzsaw.
It was a fluke. No, it was a fluke. Because you want to be able to say, if they played like that last week, we had a chance to win. But if you go in this week and get your tails dusted and don't show up, now we're all wondering what's happening. Like, do we need to start over again? Like those things start to creep into your head. Is Rule the right person? Like, you can prevent that by having a good showing, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a good showing, there's another blowout. You're going to start seeing these press conferences change. It's going to be different questions. They're going to be asking him questions that he's going to be like, where'd that come from? Because I saw a change in Pelini, right? When Pelini started getting blown out in really big games where he just seemed like he just had no chance against a good team, he started getting frustrated because people started to question how he coached and his tactics, recruiting. Like, you just start getting questioned about everything. And as a coach, that is very frustrating, that you are busting your butt all week looking at film and for some reason it ain't showing up on the field. This is a very important week, Strick.
Yeah.
This team has to, I feel like they need to play within 14. That's if they can keep it within 14 and it's competitive throughout the game, and say they lose at the end, I feel good about that. And we played good one year at Ohio State. We had a chance to win one year. You guys remember that? 2-3 years ago?
About 3 years ago.
So it can be done. And that was a good Ohio State team.
Yeah.
It's been a while since Ohio State haven't been good. But this is critical.
So here's some facts and figures to think about. Nebraska, they have lost 26 straight games. Listen to what I'm saying. One, you're one of the last teams to even see a ball. They're Power 5 schools.
They're the only one.
You're the only one. You're the only one. Unfreaking believable when you think about it, right?
It's crazy.
The history, just the culture that has been here at Nebraska, that's just madness to think about. But you've lost 20. This is why I'm partly disappointed, because you didn't even show up, and you did the same thing at home where you laid an egg. So there is some disappointment there, because you had a chance to really burst that bubble. But 26 straight games against top 25 opponents since beating Oregon in 2016. They've dropped 17 against ranked opponents on the road since winning at number 12 Penn State in 2011. They have lost 14 straight against top 5 opponents. And so that's something to think about. Now, Indiana ran roughshod in the run game. These are things I'm gonna let y'all top in on. They ran roughshod in the running game. So the Huskers hadn't allowed 400 yards in 13 straight games, in which they did that with Indiana. Here's the difference. Ohio State have 2. They did it without running backs that you might not have even known or heard of, and wasn't doing it on that level. You got to deal with Quashawn Judkins and Travion Henderson.
They got some
who both have over 900 rushing yards and 10 TDs collectively.
Both good.
On top of that, the wide receiving core, Emeka Egbuka and
the freshman
and Smith have combined for over 1,079 yards already and 13 TDs. That's what you're facing. So, say what you will.
It's a tall task, Eric. We ain't gonna sit here and tell you that it ain't a tall task. But they put their pants on.
Because we talk facts.
They put their pants on just like we do.
That part. Okay.
Ooh. One leg at a time?
Yeah.
When you look at player for player, Nebraska has plenty of players. It really just comes down to pride, and it comes down to preparation. When you look at the stats, obviously, Ohio State on the offense and the defensive side, it looks like it's no competition. And Nebraska should take that and use it as fuel to say, hey, listen, we're a good team too. There's a difference between you just don't have a chance versus we have players, right? We have players. We got a 5-star quarterback. We got really good running backs. We got a very solid defense. Nebraska's defense ranked 18th in the country, and it was higher until this last game, obviously. The big difference is going to be, and I'm familiar, obviously, with the Ohio State quarterback. That was my son's quarterback last year, Will Howard, coming from K-State, who was a former Big 12 championship quarterback. So he's got the pedigree. They're going to be hungry. They lost a squeaker, a last-second game at Oregon. So they're going to be at home. And
angry.
They're going to be angry. So it's like, what teams are going to show up? Is it going to be Nebraska saying, listen, that was a fluke? Or is it Ohio State saying, listen, we're going to put our foot on your neck right away and just put doubt in your head right away? Because if Nebraska gets doubt in their head right away and Ohio State come out, put a quick 14 on them, I'd like to see what's going to happen the rest of the season. Because other teams are going to look at that and say,
that's one we can get.
Listen, we
can get them.
We can get in their head.
Mm-hmm.
We can get in their head. That's not the same team that started off the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
All we have to do is come out and punch them in the mouth,
mm-hmm.
and we're good.
Final thoughts before we go to break.
Yeah, real quick before we go to break. One stat that I found that was kind of interesting is Ohio State. We know their defense is really good, but their red zone defense is 10th in the nation. Nebraska's red zone offense, 125th in the nation. Yeah. I feel like that is going to be a huge key because Nebraska is really struggling in the red zone. I feel like the problem wasn't that they weren't moving the ball against Indiana good enough. It's that they just couldn't finish drives.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 2 turnovers in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm off the top of my head. I mean, that's just like, I mean, against Ohio State, you can't afford to do that.
We can't kick field goals and win this game.
No.
We got to put 7s on the board.
No doubt.
So
there it is. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back and, we're going to talk about the Class A system here in Omaha. Clester's got some breaking news as well to break to us, so we'll check. Stay tuned. We're still good until the 30-minute mark, in which we'll cross over. So if you're on radio, you can join us on Facebook, YouTube, X, as well as the ticketfm.com. Search for WTF. That's where you can find us. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. WTF, we talk facts.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
This October, the Bonsall Spooktacular 10 event is back with spooktacular savings all month long. Stop by anytime in October to discover incredible deals, including hot tubs as low as $5,995. That's up to 20% off MSRP. Plus, enjoy 10% off infrared and traditional saunas. Don't miss out on these hauntingly good offers. Visit Bonsall Pool and Spa today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better at 33rd and Pioneers. Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out.
Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Clester.
We're back on WTF We Talk Facts. I don't know why this sounds so low to me. Am I low on my mic? Can you hear me good?
I can hear you great.
I can hear you good.
Yeah.
Maybe it's these headphones.
You
Maybe
turn it up.
switch.
You can turn them up or switch.
Yeah.
Whatever floats you boat, Strick.
You can do that. You can do that.
Come
on.
Yeah.
It's about solving problems.
Yeah, here we go.
It's solving problems.
There we go.
Is that better? Is that better for you?
I don't know what's going on over there.
There we go.
Right.
So here's what we got. We're going to get to the text line. Thank you guys for chiming in on the text line. We'll hit up some of you guys' questions before we get into this Class A discussion. Scott in Lincoln says, "Did you say go Army?" Yes, I did. We're impressed. We're impressed with what they've done, what they've put together, how they're performing. They're going out there and just battling and doing it old school.
Plus, they
style.
serving our country.
That part too.
They got other pressures besides just football.
There you go.
That part too. Text message says, "Do Army and Navy players get HIL money or no NIL money?" That's why I'm so impressed with them, because I don't believe they do.
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
That's a good question.
I don't believe they do, but
I wouldn't know.
That's something we might want to look into, but I don't believe they do.
That's a very good question.
Very good question, though. Unnamed texter, that was unnamed texter 6850. Unnamed texter 21255 says, Iowa and Wisconsin would not walk into Columbus hoping for a nice loss. They would go in there trying to win the game. Thoughts?
Let's look at, he said Iowa.
That's a cap right there. They got
Iowa and who else?
in Wisconsin.
Yeah, let's look at their last few scores at Ohio State and see if that holds water, because I don't. It's been ugly. It's been a pretty ugly matchup for anybody going into Ohio State.
Iowa had that. They were only down one score at halftime to Ohio State, and then Ohio State
opened up the floodgates.
Second half. Yeah,
the gates
not
flew
good.
open. Unnamed texter 1745. I'll listen to that shortly. After this, I wasn't able to get it in, but Ohio Husker says they need to come with passion that they had, the same passion basically that they had against Colorado. I think I have to agree with that. I think they just need to come out with passion. To be honest, I don't think I've seen them with that same passion since the Colorado game.
Listen, passion only gets you so far, baby. You got to be prepared. You got to know what you're doing, and you got to be ready to fight every play for fourth quarter, for 4 quarters. Passion is going to help you initially, but is it going to sustain you throughout the game? No. But knowing what the hell to do during the game and being confident in what to do and making the plays is what's going to win you the game.
I think that passion kind of got shook a little bit after the Illinois game.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
They haven't looked the same.
But I would say that they didn't have the same grit and passion even in the Illinois game that I saw in the Colorado game. That's just me being observant.
Yeah, I think the Colorado game just meant something to this team because of what happened last year.
All the talk.
Everything. That game just was, they knew they had to go in and win that game.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. So let's get into the Class A revamping. Clester and I were having a little discussion. We're talking about how the Class A system set up. And where you're seeing dominant teams manifesting themselves. You have your West Sides, your Millard South, your Bellevue West, your Gretna's now starting to emerge. And the likes of these suburban teams are really starting to take form. But then you have these, the teams that have consistently been in the gutter.
Yeah.
Your Benson, your South, your
Bryan, Bellevue East,
yeah.
Lincoln Highs.
No doubt. Just because we saw some forfeiting going on.
Yes.
And this is what
that's what spurred this conversation.
Our conversation. And a couple teams is like, we just can't fill the team. We're not good enough. I had a thought about all of it initially, because what I'm starting to see is that, like, you're starting to see a digressing of high school women's basketball, and there's a reason for that, because volleyball is king in Nebraska. So you're seeing a lot more people doing more club volleyball, doing it pretty much year round now. In basketball, they're saying, that's not the route for me. My NIL path is to this volleyball court that's down there at the Devaney. So that's one of the things. And I think you're seeing that in some instances in other sports, because here's something I threw out and I'm gonna let Clester jump in. I have a thought that now that we find ourselves in this social media, this YouTube, this influencer, this live stream where you're seeing your Kai Cenats and all of these big time streamers, and these young kids are watching them. And let's be honest, because I saw it in basketball where I was seeing more kids playing freaking NBA live than going out and playing basketball live. And so I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but it's just something to think about. You're seeing that they feel that they may have more of an avenue, or they may be chasing that dream. And instead of necessarily going out there and chasing these other dreams, I don't think that's the full case, but it could be something that's adding to why there's not a large swath that there used to be in these sports. But what's your thought on it?
I think that what we're seeing happen in Nebraska is, I wish I could put my exact finger on it, but I've had a discussion with Stu Pospisil going back and forth, and it had a lot to do with poaching. You have really good schools with good coaches that have that place where you have a reputation for getting recruited. And the same thing happens in volleyball. Same thing happens in softball. Same thing happens in swimming. There's certain schools that if you go to soccer, you know that they're going to have a shot to win a championship. And I think that in Nebraska, particularly Class A, it's getting to the point where it's very top heavy, and there's only like a few teams that have a chance. And I wish that they would change things sort of like and I compared it to Texas. Texas is a hotbed for football. And I know it's based on size of schools, but I think we should do it a little different here. And a lot of it has to do with tradition, I think. And some of it has to do with coaching, consistency. But here's what my prediction would be. For all you people out here who love Nebraska football, particularly, and I'm just speaking on Class A because it's such a parity difference in Class A.
I also want to throw in that I also believe that a lot of OPS schools did themselves a disservice, especially during COVID.
That happened, yes. Absolutely.
They really kind of opened up the floodgates for some of their in-city talent to bounce outward. And I don't think it's stopped since, but that's something else. Just
open enrollment definitely has had an effect. But here's what I believe should happen. I think there should be a Class A, and I think there should be a Class AA, and it's based on what your record has been in the last 5 years. That will determine if you go into Class A or Class AA. It will change every 5 years based on how you've done.
Now, is this football only, or is this all sport?
This is football only. Okay, this is football only. Everything else can stay the same. I would love to try the system just in football, and then maybe we could try it in basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Class A to me, and Class A would be the schools that have had less success in football over the last 5 years, okay? Norfolk, Fremont, Northwest, Bryan, Bellevue East, Lincoln High, Omaha South, Lincoln Northeast, Benson, Buena Vista, Burke, South Sioux City, North Platte, Lincoln North Star. And I also threw in Hastings because Hastings is one of those teams that sometimes is on the cusp of Class A. But
so what about Scotts Bluff?
Yeah, too far out. Class AA, these are the more successful schools. You got West Side, North, Bell West, Prep, Elkhorn South, Central, Gretna North, Gretna, Lincoln Southeast, Kearney, Grand Island, Papio South, Papillion, Miller North, Miller South, Miller West, Lincoln East, Lincoln Southwest. Now, not to say that these schools couldn't play each other. Class A could play Class AA. Have a couple of those teams on their schedule if they need a full schedule. But when they go to the playoffs, they will only play Class A schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a Class A champion. Then there's a Class AA champion.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this discussion with Stu Pospisil. I threw this out at him, and he says this to me. Nice thought, but let's be honest. Kids are already being poached from schools Class A. Class A coach develops a freshman or sophomore, and his fellow coach AA will swipe him because you're too good to be playing on this level. What needs to be done, in his opinion, is stopping undue influence, which I'm sure never has happened at Del West, Miller South.
No, we're the
Omaha
cleanest
West Side.
program in the state.
And
what are
then
you
he went
talking
on to
about?
mention, taking a fair number of players from one school. But here's what my ultimate thought is, E, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, and you tell me what your thoughts are. The reality is it's never going to stop, this poaching thing. But these teams will have a chance to be in the mix. And I believe, like in Texas, you got 4A, 5A, 6A schools. They all love when they win their own championships. Just imagine if Northwest, Benson, or Bryan were all in the mix. They will all have similar talent, and that's how they will get better. I believe it will work. I think some of the AA players will say, I can go down to dominate at a Class A school. I can break records. And you can start to get these teams back to where they belong, having some of their own players who's supposed to be there stay there instead of being second or third at, say, like a West Side or Elkhorn South or Millard South. They can go, wait a minute, Benson or Bryan went to the Final Four last year and almost had a chance to win a championship. I can go down there and win a state championship in football, right? So that's just what my thought is. I know it isn't perfect, but I think that's an opportunity to get some school pride back for schools like Bryan and the Bensons, the Northwests that had some success back in the day, especially when it was Bryan beat us back when I was a sophomore in high school. They had a pretty good football team. Bellevue East beat us my senior year in high school, but for some reason,
but not Benson.
No. Benson is all
we gave him that work.
We've always given him the work. But your thoughts, Eric, and if anybody else have a thought about changing up Class A football,
402,
the more successful schools playing each other, particularly in the playoffs, versus teams with less success.
Well, I'll be quick because we got to get to a break and then we got to get to this or that. But I like it. To be honest, I really do. I like it. I think there's nothing more disappointing or frustrating than because I remembered when we played South, it was cold as a mug, and VJ to this day,
that's the captain for everybody who are wondering. The captain's show, VJ Vershawn Jackson
swore up and down. He shut me down.
No, Vershawn. That was delusions of grandeur.
I'm like, okay,
and then he woke up. That was a
Out
dream.
Of the dream.
That's right. That was a dream he was having.
He was Martin Luther King. He was Martin Luther King for a quick fast night. But
Vershawn, if you're watching, I can say without a doubt,
there's no way.
You never stopped my man's trip.
No,
that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. But we go. But I do like it. I think it is something they should consider.
Yeah,
class. I really do. I think maybe you should jump on a board or something, and there should be discussions. My issue is, I don't know if Nebraska at this time, they have a lot of they have a lot of creativity in the way that we do stuff. And I'm hoping that they do break from that, because I really think that could be something to equal out the playing field. There's nothing more embarrassing than to know that when you show up in this game and you've worked your tail off, There's nothing more embarrassing than that.
Yeah.
And so
it's a lot of that going on.
I do hope that they're able to make that
We
change.
need to get out of the status quo.
Agreed.
And move to something different. Try something different.
Yeah, we'll talk more about this. I think this is something to discuss. I might even mention this, on the block, because I think it is
good discussion.
I think it's a good discussion to have. It's a
Sure.
good debate to have as well. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back with the spooky version of
this or that.
There it is.
That's right.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket. All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Riddle's Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddle's Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddle's Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddle's Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddle's Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
What's the radon level at your home? Don't know? Find out with a call to Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Make sure your home is safe with a radon check from Bryant. If you've already tested, ask Bryant for a free estimate for mitigation. Once completed, you'll get a report showing how much safer your home is. When it comes to radon, call Bryant, 467-1111 for testing and mitigation. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love. Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Clester.
Oh, yeah. It's that moment of the evening.
Here we go.
On Thursdays when we do what we call this or that.
This is my first this or that.
This your first one?
My first one.
Well, you're going to enjoy it.
Because
it's spooky.
Spooky?
Give it to me. My theme music.
Oh, wait. I wasn't ready. Oh, man. I wasn't ready.
Ben,
I failed. I failed. I was playing the intro.
We can get
I was playing the intro.
this?
Okay, here we go.
Give it to me.
All right.
Do I got it?
Yeah.
This is it? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. Okay.
Yep.
What?
The choice is yours. This, that. This.
I like this.
That.
This is good.
This, that.
This is good.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's this or that, the spooky version.
All right.
Cluster.
This or that.
Break it down for us. What we got?
Ben, Strick.
Hey, and wait. You can join us 402-464-5685. We're gonna get about hopefully 4 of them in. You can tap them in and let us know how you think.
Most popular villain, Halloween villain, Michael Myers, Halloween, Jason, Friday the 13th.
Michael Myers.
Jason for me, bro.
Ooh, wow. I didn't see
the
that.
third one, the 3D version, did it for me.
Michael Myers.
Yeah, no, Jason. Let's go.
All right. Here we go. Which is scarier? Who do you think is scarier to people? Killer clowns or zombies?
Clowns.
Bro, I can't stand clowns.
I think I'm just saying what would be more realistic? A zombie or a clown? That's just what I'm thinking. If I'm watching a movie, I'm like, there could actually be a clown.
But here's the crazy
deranged.
Ben,
that could actually happen.
What's crazy is a clown can creep up on you and you think it's gravy, and then all of a sudden,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the scary part. Zombie walk up on you.
Wait, Strick, do that again.
I know you get
what does the clown do?
They creep up on you with the little balloons, laughing, blowing a little horn, and then
Yeah.
No, bro,
you got a point. You got a point there.
Anytime a clown walk up on me now, I'm in my stance. I'm like,
you're in your stance.
I'm
ready.
Like,
Defense
I'm
stance.
ready. I'm ready to buck him.
Scary.
I agree.
Good college football team. The Miami U of the 80s versus the Huskers of the 90s.
I can't answer this. I was not born yet. I'm not going to answer.
Big Ben, young tender.
I'm not going to answer that.
Bruh, listen, I got to see the Huskers up close and personal. Yes, them Miami teams was phenomenal, but when I saw them with their hands on their knees, pause.
Yeah.
That's what told me
Okay.
that Husker squad is something different.
That's a good answer. For you, Strick, The Exorcist versus The Saw.
Yeah, because I've never seen either of these.
Bro,
Talk
listen,
to me. You better get this one right because there's only one answer.
Ooh.
Exorcist for me, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no
All
question.
right.
There's no question.
And it came out when you was young?
Yeah.
When that girl turned her hair around.
And then throwing up the
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
Spooky.
The last one. Which one was scary funny? Would it be this one? Dun, 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 dun. Huh? Hey, Scooby versus dun-dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun-dun.
They creepy and they kooky, mysterious and spooky.
Which one you picking? Which one you rather watch, E?
Bruh.
Scooby-Doo or the Alice Family?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo all day.
Scooby-Doo all day.
Hey,
Scooby-Doo.
I mean, I got one more, but we can end it there.
Yeah, we got one more. We got one more.
We got
one more.
We got time.
All right.
One more.
Freddy Krueger with the fingers
Freddy Krueger was funny. He was a comedian, bro.
or Pennywise?
Nah, I told you I don't mess with clowns, bro.
Pennywise, that's what I'm saying.
He's spookier, so I'm going with Pennywise.
Yeah, Pennywise.
And I tell you
Because
what,
to me, Freddy Krueger was hilarious, bro. I thought he was funny. Some of the stuff he was saying, he was funny to me. He didn't scare me.
I will say the Pennywise gave me some PTSD for a lot.
He took you down there.
Yeah,
So you didn't want to walk.
He's the reason that I really don't like clowns much at all. I've never had a problem with them.
So
but
you
I
never wanted to walk by like the gutters?
No,
Like-
no. I walk down I walk by a gutter, and that is literally what comes to my mind every time.
and
It is
for
scary.
people of Nebraska,
I have PTSD.
This is a very popular thing to do, and I know that y'all don't understand this, but what would you rather do out there? Go to a haunted house or go to a haunted hayrack ride? They got haunted hayrack rides.
None of them.
And I'll tell you what,
Because I might swing on somebody.
See, I wouldn't want to do either.
For real.
I wouldn't want to do either, but I feel like I could actually make it through a house. If I had to go through like Cornfield or something, I could not make it through.
Nah.
I don't think I'd make it through. I really don't think
At
I'd
least
make it
I can jump off the hayrack ride and make hay and start bailing.
You're gonna be going.
You know what I'm saying?
I like the analogy.
You feel me?
Yes.
You say
Yeah.
I can jump off the hayrack ride, make hay, and start bailing. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? We gotta get out of here, WTF.
But if you punch somebody, you're gonna have to make bail. You know what I'm saying? All right.
That's a person.
We'll end it
It's a
there.
person.
We'll end it there.
We out of here. We'll see y'all next week. WTF. We talk back right here. Thursday night, 6-7. Peace.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're